All right, Nick, good to be with you here. So, we have known each other and connected a number of months ago. Just
Mhm.
curious to share from your perspective, when we first met, what was going on that had you feeling like you needed some extra help?
Yep. So when we first connected a couple months back, I was kind of at a crossroads in my career. Wasn't really sure what I wanted to do next, although I had an idea of where I wanted to head. So I reached out, just trying to get some clarity on my career, what next steps I might want to take, and kind of what that looked like.
Okay, so what was that? What did that crossroads look like? If you can be a little bit more specific, what were some of the options ahead of you, and what you were really trying to figure out there?
Yep. So I felt like I had some talents that weren't exactly being used to their full potential and what I was doing. And I knew I wanted something different, but I wasn't sure how to go about it. I wasn't sure where to look or what necessarily to do. And I think I was actually entertaining an offer at the time and also wanted some advice on how to navigate that process.
Okay, very good. So, as we started working together, what were the outcomes and things that you felt like you were and the tools that were really helpful as you moved through that process to kind of take that next step in your career?
Yep. So when we worked together, you did a really good job of getting down to like the root of the problem. And in my case, it was the lack of clarity or the unsureness wasn't just like what you were trying to adjust. It was like why that was occurring and getting clarity on like, okay, this is what I'm doing now, and this is why I'm not fulfilled. And this is what I want to do and the direction I want to head. So getting to the root cause instead of addressing the symptom as we often do in engineering, right?
Yeah.
So when that came about, we actually worked together to get me in a better spot and a better mindset, and then actually work together on negotiating an offer that I was entertaining at the time.
Okay. So how did some of those foundational issues, usually what I call them, around getting down to that root cause, the why that the change and the things that are important to you, how did that help you as you move through the transition and the negotiation process and into starting a new role?
Yep. So by addressing those foundational issues, it really made me ask myself, okay, is this like the next step that I want to take in my career? And where do I see myself in, say, 5 to 10 years? And is taking this next step going to get me where I want to go and accomplish the goals that I want to accomplish, right? Because we could have just talked about this position as, great pay, a great opportunity, right? But we wouldn't have gotten to, okay, is this actually getting me where I want to go in my
Mhm.
career?
Yeah. And do you feel like also the negotiation support was helpful for you and helped you improve your outcomes there?
I do. And just from like a mathematical perspective, right? Like the fee for us working together was more than paid for by the help that you gave and me trying to negotiate a salary essentially, right? So for anyone who has doubts or fears about paying a fee, right? It's just an equation. It's just engineering and what we do. So you just need to understand that there is a value proposition there.
Yeah, for sure. And some of the benefits, like you talked about, are you can see the financial outcome, but some of those things and that you were able to clarify and work on are harder to measure mathematically, but still help you feel like you have more confidence and a better mindset moving forward for continued success as well,
which
right?
is all and which is ultimately right where you're going to see the enjoyment and the fulfillment in your career and frankly the better financial results down the line. And they may not come right away, but it all comes from having right the right mindset, achieving the goals you want to achieve, and being on the right track to do
Yeah,
so.
yeah, perfect. So what would you say was your biggest takeaway from working together and going through the program?
So one, like I said, getting down to those root issues, but then two, you encouraging me to like actually take the action to do so.
Mm-hmm.
Because the advice is great. I mean, right? We could talk, we can read, we can do anything, but until we actually just take the action and do it, nothing else is going to change, which was very helpful that you were able to keep me accountable, keep me on track to actually do what I needed to do to take the next step where I wanted to go.
Cool. So, what would you say to anyone considering joining the program or considering just investing in themselves and their career growth?
So I think it's a two-pronged approach, and this is how I analyze it. One is just the straight up financial today, right? Like if you're entertaining a new offer, right, working with you can yield results immediately, and there's no question. But two is the long-term outlook. Like where is this going to take me, and what ideas is this going to give me for continued growth and success in my career? Does it turn into a new job? Does it turn into a side business or a full-fledged, going out on your own? There's a lot of opportunity that you may miss because you don't consult someone else that's knowledgeable like you and has talked to a lot of engineers, and wants to see the best for all of us.
Cool. Cool. Well, Nick, it's been so fun to work with you, and I hope we continue to stay connected and work together in some capacity. And looking forward to continued success for you as you keep moving forward. So thanks so much for doing this. Appreciate it.
Absolutely, Jeff. Thank you.
All right. Take care.